If it bleeds, we can kill it.
This is the Horrible Film School. Take a seat and slowly peel open your Trapper Keepers. I am Chris, and I am here with Professor Hootie.
What's up, boys? Excited to get absolutely jacked up today.
I'm glad I worked out today. You have to work out before you record this podcast. We're also joined by the apex predator himself, Professor Joey, a.k.a. Dr. Nasty.
Heyo, how's everybody doing? Who's ready for some Terrified 3?
It's Terrified 3 week, my guys. I think this actually releases same day as the feature film in theaters.
Oh.
Hootie looks pumped.
So excited. I heard that they're giving out barf bags for this film.
Oh, yeah. The social media campaign is bonkers. There's people fainting and vomiting, and there's like an advisory before the screening that tells you if you need medical assistance, we have trained staff in the building.
I got my Art the Clown blanket on right now, where he's got like Dookie written on the walls where it says his name. It's so...
Ironically enough, while we talked about Terrifier 3, I do have some news as of September 20th. Terrifier 4 is confirmed to be in the works. It ain't stopping, Hootie. It's
so
coming.
Excited.
Once his train gets fucking rolling, big boy, there ain't no stopping it.
It's a gravy train with biscuit wheels.
Guys, I'm just excited for Art to go to space. You know it's coming.
It's inevitable, yeah. That's going to be he's already like a... What's the word I'm looking for here? Like a supernatural being, so technically he's everywhere all at once. He's omnipotent.
I think they got a couple more movies before they jump the shark, so it should be fine. I guess this time they're attacking Christmas, then next will be like Easter, and then you got to do like what's another holiday?
Versus a leprechaun. You got to do it.
Thanksgiving. They're coming for Thanksgiving's crown. Maybe Eli Roth took that one last year. I don't know. Also saw this. Thought this was pretty interesting. 28 years later, I know it was a movie we've kind of hyped up in the news segments in the past. It was announced that it was filmed on an iPhone 15 Pro Max with some attachments. It's the biggest film ever shot on a phone. How fucking crazy and lazy does that make you feel?
It kind of makes... I don't know. It kind of deflates me a little bit.
I don't know. Think about that frenetic camera work of the original.
It's almost like is it the cinematographer or the director who makes the decision, or is it like a joint effort?
It's probably part of the producers giving notes, and Danny Boyle probably thinking, this is the future. Let's get ahead of it or whatever.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it's probably the director's
call. You know?
It's 28 years later. I don't know what kind of apocalypse we're in at that point. Maybe it's something to add to the aesthetic of the story. Who knows?
What is it like? It's gonna have a fucking filter with like somebody with rabbit ears or some shit. Like
that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's like an augmented reality type setup. Who the hell knows? It's Pokemon Go, but it's 28 years in the future.
I know with the first film they used an early form of digital. I think it was a digital camera.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is like that the photography on those movies has been like a point of conversation throughout the series. So maybe it's just the next logical step for Danny Boyle. Pushing that envelope. I know Steven Soderbergh shot a movie with an iPhone a couple years ago. It was like a big deal. This is the biggest production to do it, though.
Here's the true question. Who's going to be the first ones to film a movie with like that camera that's inside the new refrigerators that takes pictures of like your food and stuff?
Oh, yeah. You can pull up like the live feed on your phone while you're at the grocery store.
Lets you know if you're out of milk.
Oh, shit. Check the date on the milk while I'm here. Robo Joe, whatever his name is.
So it's going to be fear.com except in the kitchen.
It'd be like Dr. Giggle, Dr. Giggles 3 or some shit. If you filmed on a Samsung refrigerator.
That's a damn DVD cover pull right there.
I did have a piece of news here in relation to kitchens. Screen Gems acquired the rights to The Ice Cream Man. So.
Oh, it's coming back.
with Ron Howard's brother, Clint?
Yeah, I don't know if he's coming back, but...
What the fuck's he doing? I think he would be over the moon if they said come and play this character again.
I think it's more the studio might want to move on from Clint Howard.
Have we found any new actors since Clint Howard? No, not really. He's kind of the apex. Speaking of apex, Ryan Coogler. I know he's vaulted filmmaker. I'm a big fan of his work. This is his first original movie since Fruitvale Station 2013. Little movie called Sinners. Have you boys seen the trailer or the poster for this?
Is this the one with Hugh Grant?
Hell no, not Hugh Grant. Michael B. Jordan playing dual roles.
What the fuck am I talking about?
You're talking about The Heretic.
Heretic, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Sinners just
That looks
dropped like
pretty
a
good.
week ago. It's Michael B. Jordan playing twin brothers. It's like a Southern Gothic vampire movie in the 30s. It looks pretty fucking badass. Check out that trailer or the poster when you get a chance.
In
Michael
other
B. is
news,
that dude.
Something's been going on with my nipples here recently.
Well,
Oh, the real breaking news. You can't find this on Twitter.
Like, I've been doing a lot of exercising and stuff, and my nipples have been getting, like, really chafed.
Relaxing?
So I've been putting, like, little tape things on them, like little pasties. But now my nipples are, like hyper sensitive to touch. Like, I'll touch them, and they just get rock hard.
You get rock hard?
No, my nipples get rock hard.
Why don't you just start doing everything shirtless, man? Just be a man.
Yeah, I'll be shirtless at fucking Planet Fitness. And they'll be disgusted.
It's judgment free,
run
isn't
everybody
it?
out of there.
No one's allowed to judge
Judgment free
you.
until a motherfucker whips at his damn beat cups and starts fucking bouncing them.
I don't know whether to get this guy kicked out of here or beat off as he runs on the treadmill.
Woo!
Like Baywatch up in here.
See, Planet Fitness always messes with you because they have like Bagel Tuesdays and Pizza Fridays.
See,
What
all
the
right,
heck?
now
Hold up. Whoa,
now
whoa, whoa,
this
whoa.
is
This is for real?
a highly
This is for real.
controversial topic from people who aren't in the know. They do
You're not in the
this-
judgment free zone,
They
Hootie.
do this.
Back up.
They do this 2 days out of an entire month, and all of a sudden, every
Oh,
goddamn
okay, it's
day,
a monthly thing.
Yeah, they do it
Hootie's
every
over here
goddamn
spreading
day of the
fake
week.
news.
Yeah, they do Bagel Wednesday, and they also got fucking
It's Fat Ass
Cappuccino
Friday every week.
Don't forget about Ice Cream Sunday Mondays. They could have just said Ice Cream Sunday Sundays, but they were just, just trying to mix it up a little bit.
So
After
do you
watching-
partake, Joey, when they do this?
Say what?
Do you partake on the bagels?
No,
or-
I'm not there when they do that. They do it at like midday, or not midday, but like noons. I'm
When
out
no
there
one's at the gym,
before
everyone's at
noon
work?
most of the time. Yeah, they do it like on noons.
After watching this movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse Ventura and Carl Weathers, you think they had a bagel or a pizza? Hell no.
Hell no. These dudes is swole, bro. Well, with that being said, today's assignment is 1987's Predator. Not to be confused with The Predator. I think I have misappropriately called this movie The Predator before, but it is simply Predator. Today's lesson, this was my favorite, cheesiest tagline I could find. It came for the thrill of the hunt. It picked the wrong man to hunt.
Really, that was it.
That was it. That's the lesson. He picked the wrong man, bro.
I hate when they repeat the words. Like it makes me like feel like it was lazy.
Yeah, it felt like I could have written a better tagline. I like to pick the worst ones though. They're the fun ones.
There's so many good lines in the movie. You could have just picked the line and used it.
Slap it on the fucking poster. I don't think that like the guy who draws the poster has like the wherewithal to pull from the script. They kind of make it without watching the movie, probably, right?
It's just Arnold with his big ass gun and it says "Get to the chopper" over top of it.
Get to the. It's not the. It's
Dude,
duh.
I had my 2-month period where I was buying a bunch of Mondos. They have this one. It's of Arnold locked up into like the roots and shit, covered in mud, and it's just him, and it says Predator below it. Oh, this shit is so fucking sick.
You should do a
I couldn't-
mashup where it's Hey Arnold in that same pose.
With the fucking football head.
That football head.
What's her name? Olga? Is it Olga? Helga? What was it?
Helga.
The one who's always trying to fucking.
She
fucking
kind of likes
molest the
him,
guy?
but she's a bully. Yeah, the Angelica of the Hey Arnold universe.
Have her tracking him.
All right, let's hop into the film, boys. This was my pick. 1987's Predator. Start off with some fan reviews. This comes by way of IMDb. First up, from 2021, long name here. I was known as the One Sentence Reviewer 30. Titled, I wanted to give a try and watch this classic action war horror movie. I wanted to give it a try and watch this. Oh, he just repeats that there. Okay, I'm not going to say that
Nice,
again.
nice.
Already off to a good start.
horror movie, but the Star Wars start, followed by the Rambo-style adventure in the jungle filled with cliches and old acting and cinematography techniques, scored by a blend of music from Jaws and Return of the Jedi, got the better or worse of me. 3 out of 10 stars.
Damn, that's an obscure-ass score there. I don't think I've ever seen a 3 out of 10 star movie. Seen a lot of 1s, a lot of 5s, maybe a few 4s. Never seen a 3.
I did read a couple of 1-star reviews, and they were clearly just there to get
Just haters.
Just get the call out.
They're just anti Arnold Schwarzenegger fans.
These shit's 280s is what this guy was saying in a nutshell, huh?
And the next review from 2020 by Thomas Alex Anderdaminama, 26, titled Real Man's Film. That's a pretty good title.
Damn right.
And all this man says is this film has so much testosterone, you can get pregnant from just watching it, even if you're a man. 10 out of 10 stars.
That's a hell of a review.
That's a Hall of Fame review right there. Got a little shiver just thinking about that.
All right, let's talk about the writer and director behind the scenes here. First up, directed by John McTiernan, who you may know from his directing on Die Hard, The Hunt for Red October, Last Action Hero, Die Hard 3 with a Vengeance, and then, sadly, Rollerball.
LL Cool J, Chris Klein, Gene Reno, and last but certainly not least, Rebecca Romaine. At this point in time, she was a Stamos too. So,
oh yeah, this is like Maxim magazine moments right here, dude.
Magazine, Chris.
So when you would rip pictures out of Maxim magazine, stick them in your little pocket for when it was just you and alone time later, and you're 12 years old.
Yeah, if you can unstick them fucking pages, you'd rip it out.
Exactly.
McTiernan.
Johnny McTiernan it's his second movie, right? He's pretty accomplished action director. That's a hell of a resume he's got there.
He's also a part of an exclusive list. And here it is. McTiernan is one of only 2 directors with films on both the IMDb top 250 and bottom 100. Die Hard is in the top 250, while Rollerball is on the bottom 100. The only other director to accomplish this feat is Guy Ritchie.
Damn, that's a short list there. 1 of 2.
Chris, you're the movie enthusiast. Which Guy Ritchie film would be at the bottom?
That's what the hell I was just wondering. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels has got to be his top movie. What the hell would his bottom movie be? Not Rock and Roller. It's got to be something relatively. Is it? What was the Madonna movie? Swept Away.
I don't know the answer.
No idea, but that's my trivia. If anybody wants to fact check me, that's my guess.
We're going to take your word as gospel.
50 points, Bob.
Next up, the writer or writers, the brothers Jim and John Thomas. This was their first script, and they would go on to write The Wild Wild West and Behind Enemy Lines.
Yeah, brothers writing a screenplay together. That's cool shit. I heard the original title was Hunter, I believe, if I read that correctly. I did read, this might be some BS, but apparently the inspiration came from a joke about Rocky Balboa fighting E.T.
That sounds like a joke.
Yeah, that's the joke that they came up with. They came up with the damn script, Hootie. Yeah, maybe some bullshit I found on the internet, but what if Rocky fought E.T. in the 5th one?
I think these 2 fucks are like holding up the production, or they even like conceptualization of Dan Trachtenberg's solo Predator movie that's supposed to be
Prey.
Is that the one?
I thought Trachtenberg directed Prey. Yeah, pretty sure it was. Are they holding up the sequel? Is that what you're saying?
I think they had like some sort of dispute a while. I think it was back in like 2021 that there was a dispute with 20th Century over the rights for the actual like
for the characters,
for the IP, I guess you would call it.
That's possible. It did go to streaming. I know there was like some debate around why it didn't go theatrical because it had a theatrical quality production, but it went straight to Hulu or whatever.
So that could be an explanation for that, I guess.
Yeah, it's possible, I guess. guess Disney technically owns it now, right? With the 20th Century acquisition.
One more person to call out behind the scenes here is special effects, and that is Stan Winston, who did Aliens, The Terminator, T2, and Jurassic Park, to name a few.
We're not gonna name Pumpkinhead, his Hall of Fame contribution to the rest of the world.
I think we've talked about this guy a couple of times at this point. Dude's a legend. The Thing. I mean, eventually we're gonna cover that movie once I feel comfortable doing it, maybe in about 10, 15 years.
Eventually,
yeah,
when it falls
Stan
back out of
Winston,
its place, is
he's a
considered the
legend.
best one. Yeah, I did see a pretty cool note about the development of the suit from Mr. Stan Winston. Apparently, the original design was deemed too bug-like, and he redesigned it.
Insectoid.
Yeah,
Is that what's described?
that was
That just
described.
what the fuck was that? Was that shit that come in the McDonald's bags, toys that was like insectoids or something? Every
Like
time
some
I would
little
read that shit.
spider-looking dude?
Bionics, the Bionics.
Bionics were a big
Bionicles
deal.
or whatever, yeah. Every time I would read insectoid, I just immediately thought of a fucking commercial from McDonald's.
But yeah, apparently he redesigned the suit after a suggestion from James Cameron about mandibles.
Jamie.
So we get to blame Big Jim for the iconic look there.
Get into the behind the scenes trivia here. I'll let you two fellas talk about it first.
Like, the big one I want to talk about is the fact that Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally cast in the role of the
Yeah.
Predator. But
That's a wild note.
But he was very much a diva bitch and tiny compared to the bodybuilding cast. So they made the right decision in casting a more imposing figure in Kevin Peter Hall. Dude's 7'4", and he took over the role instead.
Yeah, so Jean-Claude was 5'9". Shout out to the rest of us normal-sized human beings. And I guess everyone else was over 6 feet tall, so it just didn't work. But apparently they wanted the Predator to be more agile, ninja-like initially. That was like the idea. Like Jean-Claude was going to be doing martial arts, I guess, in the suit. But this fucking suit weighed over 200 pounds, apparently.
Whoa.
That is insane.
Well, he was also in like the insectoid suit too, and they just said it, like you said earlier, it looked like shit.
It was harder to move into.
He couldn't do anything in it.
But I mean, imagine, Jean-Claude probably doesn't even weigh 200 pounds. It's fucking insane to expect him to be like a stealthy ninja and move around in this sumbitch.
Oh, he was like a glorified stuntman to begin with. Like, you couldn't see his face. No one knew it was going to be him. He was like fresh off the boat from Brussels, and he immediately is cast as a stuntman. You know, when he's wanting to come to America and just show off his ability as a martial artist. Pretty shitty way to start off.
I read that note and just thought Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, or Darth Maul, whoever that guy is. I forget his name.
Ray Park.
But that little dude just jumping through the trees.
Ray Park would have been fantastic. He's one of those guys that hasn't really gotten a lot of face time either. Like all his roles, he's got his face covered up or whatever. Apparently, Jean-Claude was upset. Like, I guess on set, he was talking about, are they ever going to see my face? He's like, dude, you're the fucking Predator. No, we're not going to see your face.
I can imagine the fucking end of the movie, the climax.
He pulls the
mask off, and instead of the fucking mandible face, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme's face.
This beautiful Brussels
He's got
man.
fucking dreadlocks and shit. It's Jean-Claude with dreadlocks.
Motherfucker.
You are one beautiful motherfucker. But yeah, even for Hall, apparently he can only wear this suit for like 20 minutes at a time. Like, that's how taxing it was. So it was really hot, and you couldn't really see, and it was just a bitch to work with it. But it looks really good. I mean, he moves pretty well, I would say. Better than you would expect for a 200-pound suit.
Oh, he gives the character swagger in the way he's you know, his movements and his mannerisms and such.
The dreads, man. The dreads make the whole look, I swear. I don't know whose idea the dreads were, but those are badass, dude.
The crazy part is, not to spoil anything here, but the Predator is only in 8 minutes of this film.
Yeah, I guess we get a lot of the cloaking effect when he should be on camera, but he's not. So
Yeah. Camouflage.
Good point there. I had another note about the filming itself. It was shot primarily in Misamaloya, Mexico. Shout out to our neighbors to the south there. I love the Mexican peoples. In the cast, except for Carrillo, obviously the lady. Apparently they worked out daily to maintain their physiques. And I've read a note from Carl Weathers I thought was pretty fucking awesome. He said he would wake up before everyone else and work out and then go back to sleep and pretend like he never worked out. That's just how he looked. Like, that's just how he walked around.
I read something about he like drenched himself in water, like before Arnold would come in there, so it would look like he was just working for hours on it.
Time. You know how intimidating that is to wake up and work out with Arnold Schwarzenegger before work every day.
Apparently, this entire set was just machismo to the max because
nuts, dude.
Jesse Ventura supposedly went in a wardrobe and saw that Arnold Schwarzenegger's arms were supposedly 1 inch smaller than his.
No fucking way, Jesse.
Arnold set him up. So, like 2 days later in the gym, Arnold said, "Let's measure arms, and whoever's bigger owes the other person a bottle of champagne." And Jesse was cocky. He's like, "Yeah, of course." And Arnold's were 3 inches bigger than Jesse Ventura's.
Got his ass.
So...
Yeah, apparently Arnold like shipped gym equipment to the fucking jungle of Mexico. Like they brought the fucking gym with them. It's bonkers.
Imagine being the motherfucker's got to carry the weights, the amount of weights that Arnold Schwarzenegger is gonna lift.
Just carrying plates,
like, and just setting it up, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And this is back in the 80s. I feel like now, like The Rock goes to shoot something in I don't know Thailand or something. He just hits up a local gym. I remember a buddy of mine.
He hits up the fucking local steroid fucking dealer.
Yeah, well, that too. But a buddy of mine, he went to school in Wilmington and said like he would see The Rock sometimes when they were filming stuff in the area at the local gym. He ships his fucking gym to Mexico with him. That's just crazy. That's the power of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What do they shoot down there? The fucking Scorpion King or some shit?
They shoot a lot of stuff in Wilmington.
What is it? Because it's cheap?
That's considered like one of the film centers of the East Coast. Before Atlanta kind of took that during this last
I thought that was
15 years. Probably a lot of tax write-offs. The Crow was shot there in Wilmington. One Tree Hill, you might have heard of that.
Ooh. Which Crow? The Skarsgård?
No, the original.
Oh, with Brandon Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I had a note about apparently filming this from beginning to end was just hell on earth. And it provided hardships for the actors such as leeches, snakes, stifling humidity, heat, and rough terrain. All the night scenes were filmed during freezing cold temperatures, which was especially hard on Arnold when the mud he had to wear became cold and wet. They even tried giving him a drink called Jaeger tea, which is a schnapps mixture, to warm him up, but all it did was get him drunk.
Drunk ass Arnold Schwarzenegger. Can you imagine the line readings? How bad they got.
Hey, don't forget the perpetual diarrhea that is
Montezuma's Revenge.
Montezuma's Revenge.
All that dirty ass water, yeah. Apparently that was like a real like big deal back then in Mexico with the water filtration systems were just horrible.
If you people knew how to boil meat.
John McTiernan apparently like refused to eat while he was in Mexico. Like, don't drink the water and don't eat. And he lost a bunch of weight making this movie.
You can literally see in Arnold Schwarzenegger's face throughout the movie. Because I think they said he lost like 40 pounds during production.
He's shredded.
Yeah. He's like, you can see his face like becoming more, like more angular and shit throughout the movie.
Anything else?
I got a note on the cloaking effect, which I'm sure we'll talk about it throughout, but I thought it was pretty cool how they actually pulled that off.
Yeah, that confused the shit out of me reading about it. So
yeah, I had to look into like the technique
hopefully
itself.
You can help me. It
was achieved using what they call red suit photography. So the person in the getup would be wearing red, and the jungle's green naturally, so red is the furthest color from green. So they would remove the red with chroma key techniques. So it's like the opposite of a green screen. So when you go have a green screen behind someone, you go scrub out the green and replace it with something else. In this case, they rubbed out all the red and kind of replaced it with that effect that we saw there on the screen. There's like no red anywhere else in this movie, if you'll notice.
Not to put the cart before the horse, but for 87, it still holds up.
Yeah, I was surprised. When we saw the trailer, I had doubts.
This movie aged fantastically, in my opinion.
Yeah, I had doubts when we saw that trailer, but it looked much better in my big, beautiful television than I thought it would. Got the box office here. We talked about the box office yet?
Before we do the box office, let me spit out this one little nugget that'll actually tie into the box office. Had the second biggest opening weekend of that year behind, you guessed it, Beverly Hills Cop 2. That's how
Back in the habit.
That's my Eddie Murphy laugh.
Or is that Sister Act? Didn't they do a Netflix reheat of that recently?
Yeah, but it was. I don't think it was actually. It was Axel Foley, but I think there was.
It's called Axel Foley, right?
Yeah, but I think
I watched
it was.
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't there? Did it follow another detective that worked along with Axel Foley or something?
I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in there, right?
He was.
Yeah, that's his big comeback. That's his big comeback.
His big comeback is
Yeah,
Beverly Hills 4.
Gone. Well, he's been gone for a while.
Well, yeah, shout out to that guy. Box office of this here film was $98.3 million versus a estimated $15 to $18 million budget. Considered a moderate success.
Certified banger.
Yeah, this is what gives McTiernan the run of Die Hard and all the other big action movies Hootie listed there. This is like his proving his bones movie here.
I got a couple more things that we can move on if you guys want. The Predator's blood was a combination of glow stick juice and KY jelly.
Yummy.
Delicious.
That looked
And the
pretty
grenade
good, too.
launcher that was mounted on Dutch's rifle. It's a custom-made prop. The exact same prop was used by Al Pacino in Scarface.
Same
The end of the movie
same
when he's
year,
like,
right?
yeah, the end of the movie when he's going out, he's fucking just blowing him away.
Yeah, I think Scarface is 85. So they like, I guess it was just sitting around the lot, and they're like, let's pick that up and put it on this gun. That'd be cool.
Without further ado, fellas, let's jump into Predator.
Come on. Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on. Kill me. I'm here. Kill me. I'm here. Kill me. Come on. Kill me. I'm here. Come on. Do it now. Kill me.
We begin in space with an aircraft dropping a pod onto planet Earth. A team of mercenaries who specialize in asset recovery have traveled to Central America, I believe, to recover a military platoon that may have been captured by the enemy. The mercenaries are led by Dutch, a cigar-smoking, tan, and jacked-up commando. Dutch. Let's go ahead and do an entire team dump here. Dutch is played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And let's begin listing. Conan the Barbarian, Stay Hungry, The Terminator, Commando, T2, Twins, True Lies, and of course, Jingle All the Way.
What
You
the
skipped
fuck is
over
Stay
Kindergarten
Hungry?
Cop, you son of a bitch.
Stay Hungry was his workout documentary back in 75, 6.
And then Pumping Iron. Pumping Iron's the big one, right?
I think it's the same film, actually.
I think that was like 1980 or so. That's a great documentary.
You're going to talk about Stay Hungry, but you ain't going to talk about Batman and Robin?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
The Ice
wow.
Age.
Okay, I guarantee you, you poll 10,000 people, 9,999 are going to know him from Batman and Robin, and only you are going to know him from Stay Hungry.
I
I
love
love Kindergarten
Schwarzenegger.
Cop, bro.
I have read his books. I think he's a brilliant dude. Obviously, Arnold was the former governor of California and kept the Conan sword in his office, which is pretty badass.
The Governator.
Yeah, this dude is hard to top. I know we talked about Nick Cage a few movies ago, but in the world of icons, this guy definitely transcends the movies. He's a global superstar. I mean, he became the fucking governor of California. That's nuts.
Well, he's not going to be the only governor we talk about today.
He is not. That's also a wild fact. It's shocking because Arnold Schwarzenegger gives you the opportunity to see the American dream embodied.
Yeah, came across the ocean, ate nothing but potatoes apparently, worked his ass off. Doesn't hurt that he's a genuinely good-looking dude too.
And
He's a
got
genetic freak of
He
nature.
got some genetics, yeah.
I mean, just in this, is this the best he's ever looked in a movie to you? It's got to be pretty damn close to it, you know.
This or Commando? He was pretty solid in Commando.
You mean
Before
like
the old man
physically,
stage.
like physically wise?
Yeah, just in general, like just the look of this man at this point.
Probably Conan, right?
Some would say Conan too.
I don't like the hair there. The hair's not
Oh,
him.
you're crazy, man.
This is the hair.
Conan's like he looks like a fucking. He looks like the cover of an adult novel. In
I
Conan.
mean, yeah, I get you. Like the cover of I always
would
think about the
fucking
Army of
destroy
Darkness
Fabio.
poster, you know. But the hair just seems too fake here. Like this is the Arnold Schwarzenegger haircut.
One last note here on Arnold, which could have changed his entire career. Arnold was asked to reprise his role as Dutch from the first Predator film for the sequel, but he declined because he didn't like the script. He chose instead to do Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Oh, not a bad fucking idea there, Arnold. This dude couldn't make a mistake for 10 years. And we talked about that Nick Cage run in the late 90s. I think from like mid 80s to 95, Arnold's on that same kind of a run here.
Next up is Mac, played by Bill Duke, who we recently discussed, who was also in Commando and, of course, directed Sister Act 2.
Apparently he directed some episodes of Hill Street Blues before this. Like that's what he was known for at the time. Thought that was kind of interesting.
He's such a good actor.
We literally
It's like-
just talked about this guy for Mandy.
See, 2 weeks ago.
Mandy, go listen to it, you slack-jogged fucks.
Yeah. Cool voice. Still looks and it sounds pretty much exactly the same.
Next up in the group is Billy, played by Sonny Landham,
Land 'em.
who was in 48 Hours, Lock Up, and The Warriors.
Had
This
a
is one of
bit,
those-
bit part in Poltergeist as well.
Tough guy. Classic tough guy, right? Apparently he had a tough, troubled personal life, and they hired like a bodyguard to keep him out of trouble during filming.
I did.
Imagine being the guy on this set who's like, you're the troublemaker here, you know?
Yeah, he's a classic tough guy, but he's also a classic example of somebody that was a porn star and then became an actor.
God damn it.
Classic
Stallone,
example.
you son of a
Once
bitch.
again, 1970s porn star, starred in over 20 XXX movies. Tried my best to find his porn alias, but I couldn't come up with anything.
You didn't see the Johnson, huh? You didn't get to see his Billy, if you will.
I was trying my damnedest like to come up with something clever, like a clever porn name for somebody that's of like Cherokee and Seminole descent. But I didn't want to get too.
You don't want that in your search history.
I don't. Well, that and you can get a little bit insensitive, you know.
No doubt. He's got a cool presence in this movie, though.
Next up,
Hey,
Poncho.
can I got one more thing about him, if you don't mind?
Go ahead.
He actually ran an unsuccessful campaign for the governorship of Kentucky in 2003.
What in the hell is the deal with the
What is it
politics
with
in
these
this
people
movie?
and wanting to be in fucking politics?
I know this movie has a lot of ties to the Cold War, but these dudes are like, we can be the fucking president. All of them.
It's almost like Sonny saw the other two and were like, maybe I could do this.
Yeah,
This
this dude,
fucking guy
he had a big thing where he was insulting certain minorities and it derailed his entire fucking political campaign.
Well, once upon a time, those kinds of things could do it. Now, I'm not so sure.
Next up is Poncho, played by Richard Chavez, who was in, I don't know.
Vietnam.
He was in
Yeah,
Vietnam.
he
Actual
was a
fucking
vet.
Vietnam.
Yeah, apparently that's how he got the role. They said he brought authenticity to the military aspects.
I thought he did a good job.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely
the thing
felt like
with this like core cast, everybody's great.
We
I
got
feel like his
two
skill
more.
set was definitely more functional than the others. I'm like, oh, he's the one who understands like what to do in this situation. Everyone else is kind of just like big gun, big dick.
He may have had the least functional gun.
Yeah, but he was
I didn't
definitely
really-
like the smartest one in the group.
We got two members left. Hawkins, played by Shane Black, who you may know from actually writing Lethal Weapon 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Last Action Hero, Iron Man 3, The Predator, and The Monster Squad.
This dude's like a big deal. He's like a director, writer, directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, Nice Guys, and actually another Predator sequel. So.
Yeah, he's considered like one of the, his script for Lethal Weapon is like a must read for anybody who wants to learn how to write a screenplay, because the way he writes is like he's writing to the reader at the same time that he's writing a movie. So definitely a good read.
Can I do my Danny Glover?
Go right ahead.
I'm too old for this shit.
I think we did that like 10 times during the Saw
sure.
episode. But yeah, apparently he was hired partly so he could be on set for quick rewrites. So he did some script tweaking in this movie as well.
I watched the behind the scenes documentary of this, and he says that didn't happen. That the producers put that little tidbit out.
Oh, they were just capitalizing on. Oh yeah, we got the writer to write a little bit of this movie too.
Yeah. So
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. And last, but certainly not least, from a overall personality perspective, is Blaine, played by Jesse Ventura, who was in The Running Man and Demolition Man.
Jesse the Body Ventura,
Da Body, former
famous
Navy SEAL
wrestler with
and professional wrestler. This is his first major film role. He has the famous line, "I ain't got time to bleed." I just saw Jesse in, I don't know if you guys watched the Mr. McMahon documentary series.
Oh,
on
you know
Netflix.
I did.
It was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, Jesse features pretty prominently in the unionization of the wrestlers. So
You know, Hulk Hogan sold him out.
Hulk Hogan sold that motherfucker out. Jesse's trying to get these some bitches organized. Vince. Yeah,
he's
I
a
feel
bit
like-
of a politician himself as
I was
well.
gonna say you probably know more about his political career than I do.
Oh fuck no! I was just gonna read what
Minnesota,
I read.
right?
Right?
Was it,
Minnesota from like
Minnesota.
99 to 03 or something.
All right, let's get back into the film. While speaking with the general in charge, Dutch runs into an old friend named Dylan, who will be joining the team. The two interact in a strangely cut arm wrestling scene with the classic line, "You son of a bitch."
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
That was
Now
awesome.
like a world famous meme.
Yeah, I think we have a Discord server where that photograph of the arms squeezing together is like the profile picture for the Discord server. The handshake, though, man, it's like legendary. It's like the epitome of muscular fucking intensity right there.
It's so many weird cuts of just like the biceps flexing and then faces, bicep flexes, faces.
You know, someone was like off camera with like a little squirt bottle, like he was squirted a cat, just misting their arms, making them wetter and wetter. Yeah, make them shine, baby.
It was probably Sonny from his XXX days.
I know how to make that so much look real big and veiny. Watch this.
Dylan
What's
is
the
played.
matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils.
Pushing too many fucking pencils.
There's so many great quotes in this fucking movie, man. Ugh.
Dylan is played by Carl Weathers, who was in Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Action Jackson, Happy Gilmore, Toy Story 4, and The Mandalorian.
Grief Karga, baby. I also directed a couple episodes for The Mandalorian.
Yeah, we just lost him within the last year or so. Is that right?
February of this year, sadly.
See, now
Rest
my
in peace,
favorite
Carl.
role of Carl Weathers comes from Arrested Development, where he plays himself as a like a very frugal, money scamming guy who's obsessed with making stew.
Yeah, I saw that clip you sent us. It was pretty funny.
It's so
That's pretty
fucking
solid
good,
clip.
man.
He's got that bone. He's like, you get a little bit of ham, a little
He's
bit of
like,
soup.
I
Get the
paid
stew going.
I paid you to help me to learn to act. Let me tell you a little story about acting. I was doing this Showtime movie, Hot Ice, with Ann Archer. Never once touched my per diem. I go to craft service. Got some raw veggies, bacon, cup of soup. Huh. Baby, I had a stew going. he just,
He just looks at him like,
he's about to, this dude's about to throw away a fucking bone, right? He says, whoa, 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 whoa. There's still plenty of meat on that bone. Now you take this home, throw it in a pot, add some broth, potato, and baby, you got a stew going. It's so fucking good, man.
Carl.
Yeah, he was actually he was a pro ball player once upon a time. He didn't
Was
play
it football?
much.
Play football?
Yeah, he played like a season and a game for the Raiders. Was actually a pretty good college ball player. Helped lead San Diego State to an undefeated season.
Apollo Creed. I mean, it's one of those characters, you know. He's created his own franchise pretty much off of his character with
Muhammad Ali
Mr.
Light.
Michael B. Jordan. There's another Ryan Coogler tie-in for you right there.
He was also one of the original actors that auditioned for the part of Captain Benjamin Sisko on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Thought that was
Oh,
interesting.
shit, really? I don't think I could see Carl in there.
I couldn't see him either, but
Fuck, it's too many episodes, you know. He's a movie guy.
Hey, are we gonna gloss over Andy Griffin's best friend?
Don Knotts is in this?
No,
The General?
R.J. Armstrong, man, the General Phillips, Chapel Hill graduate, baby.
No, local boy.
The only real thing I got about him, I thought was, I mean, he's an older guy, so he's gonna be an older shit, and I ain't got a clue about older shit. But he played the Sandman in the music video for Metallica's Inner Sandman.
Oh, shit, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
Say your prayers of the mother.
I don't want to go any further into it. Might get a DMCA strike.
We're off to
Look.
Never Neverland.
the crew take choppers deep into the jungle, catching up along the way before descending into a green inferno. The group come across a crashed chopper taken down by an apparent heat-seeking missile. Billy, the tracker, finds 3 Green Berets skinned and hanging from a nearby tree.
Them shits was nasty, dog.
They
That's some
look good.
Terrifier type shit right there.
Yeah,
Just some
they look really good.
filleted human beings dangling from the forest. Or the jungle, I suppose.
So
It's
at
a
this
smoky
point,
ass jungle here we got here.
they've been told it's like a rescue mission, right? And then one of
Yeah.
the first thing you see as part of the rescue mission is 3 bodies disemboweled and skinned like a fucking deer carcass.
They found the dog tags too. That's how they put together that they're actually soldiers as well, right?
Yes, Hopper was one of them.
Hopper. What happened to Hopper?
Jim Hopper, he was at Fort Bragg. I can't believe it, he was at Bragg.
You
He was
can't
at
help
Bragg
it.
with my
Everyone's
family.
got an Arnold, man. It's like the one impression everyone has. Everyone has an Arnold.
He
Even
was a
if you
Green
don't know.
Beret.
This is a smoky ass jungle, though, man. What the hell's the deal with like all this fog all the time in this
The
jungle?
fog is to actually disguise the fact they're in a fucking forest during the fall in
That's
Mexico.
what I was wondering. I was like, they're hiding something. This is way too
Oh
much
yeah,
smoke
they are.
all the time.
Like the leaves are literally falling during the movie. Like it's so brown and gray instead of green.
The crew travel quietly through the jungle, alert as something begins to track them through heat sensory. Dutch finds the camp holding the hostages. He watches one of them get shot in the head. The crew begins to quietly take the camp out one by one. Dutch places a bomb on a pickup truck, sending the camp in a panic. Blaine mows down enemies with a machine gun, and Pancho blows them away with a grenade launcher.
See,
It's
how did you
such a
feel
cool
about the,
like sequence right here, man. Like the
the
action
Arnold
and
lifting the
stuff.
truck, man?
Oh,
I
they
was like,
had
oh,
to
God.
fucking do that shit. I bet
That's
you he
what I
really
said.
listed that fucking truck.
I was like, you
I
know
bet
he
you
called
really
for
did.
that one. We got to put a deadlift sequence in here at some point, boys.
Because it's wild. His character's actually looking around for a way to like start taking these guys out. But then, it's almost like a light bulb goes off. Like somebody flicks a switch in his brain. He's like, "Oh, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can just lift this
Exactly.
fucking truck up
a moment,
and
he's
and
not a
send this
character
thing flying like a fucking booby trap into a damn building." Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this. Like the way they had so many static shots, and they're just like there's explosions just going off.
Yeah, there's a lot of real explosions in use here. And then they get like some fake ones later that's obviously like CG'd or whatever. But there's like some real legitimate close to the actor explosions going on in this sequence. I don't know about these KD ratios at this point. Who's got the highest KD ratio going through this mission here, Joy?
Well, fuck, probably Dutch. I mean, he immediately blows up like 9 people in a hut that are like playing cards. They're literally like minding their own fucking business.
He just cooked the frag and rolled it out there. It's simple. What do you think the Predator's KD ratio is?
I mean, he's pretty high.
How long has he been hunting?
He kills at least 3 in the beginning. Well, this thing that's doing the hunting, that skins things, he's already 3-0. And, we got several other
Well, I guess
victims.
if you got the O, then your KD ratio is technically infinite, right? Because you don't have a D. You
Yeah.
got all Ks. Oh, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I did have a note here about Jesse Ventura and that minigun. He claimed he could fire it handheld, but it was actually always mounted on a harness when you see him going off with that minigun.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, more Jesse Ventura claiming shit that he kind of gets smacked down on in the future.
His
This guy-
is cloudy.
Speaking of Jesse, who's got the better mustache, Jesse Ventura or Carl Weathers?
I'm going to go Carl's, probably.
'Cause I feel like Carl
iconic.
Weathers is more like a smooth type. It'll get you like in the jacuzzi. And I feel like Jesse would just like try to stick it in you behind a chicken coop or something.
Yeah, I can see he is like poking in weird directions and stuff. Carl's is always perfectly like combed and maintained. Michael B. Jordan has a very good mustache too. Now that I think about it,
Carl Weathers
that's how he
is
got
actually-
cast.
is actually in the Mustache Hall of Fame. So
Oh shit, really?
there you go.
Who's
Is
at
this
the
like
top of that
post
mountain?
mortem, or is this like he
Sam
got that in
Elliott,
his
right?
lifetime?
Sam Elliott, greatest mustache of all time.
He's up there. You'd have to bring the list up.
Selleck. Tom
I'm gonna
Selleck
tell
up
you
there.
what, Val Kilmer's mustache in Tombstone
What in the hell?
was actually
very
slick,
specific. Lines?
slick as fuck, man.
It's
Like
two
he
little
looks
lines,
like he
man.
looks like he's tying bitches to the train tracks. You know what I mean?
I just see him like at the end when he's all sick and like not feeling great and
Motherfucker
white as a
says-
sheet.
He says, "You know what I am? Ugly all day." Wait, is that the right movie?
That's from Con Air.
Oh shit! Never mind.
We're off the rails.
Ugly motherfuckers.
Mac finds all the hostages are dead. The leader of the camp was CIA, and the others were Russian military advisors. Dutch knows something is wrong. Pancho finds Blaine, who says a guy is dug in like an Alabama tick, before telling him that he ain't got time to bleed. Billy clears the area with his grenade launcher.
Fucking grenade launcher. When he says,
got time to duck.
he says, man, you bleeding. He says, I ain't got time to bleed. And he says, oh, okay. He literally says,
Oh,
oh, okay.
Dutch confronts Dylan, who has set the group up from the beginning. Dylan then further pisses off Dutch by bringing a hostage named Anna along with him. Anna is played by, here we go, Elpidia Carrillo.
That's
Carillo.
actually not bad at all.
LL makes a Y sound in Spanish.
There we go.
Padilla, Carillo.
El Padilla Carillo.
At least I didn't say it like
Carillo.
that.
Ay, 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 ay.
Oh, slow down.
Okay. She was in Predator 2, reprising her role as Anna, and
Spoiler.
for a second call out in a row, Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
She's in so much other stuff, man.
She's had a pretty successful career in Hollywood and Mexican
Here,
cinema.
recently, she's been killing it.
Well,
Lay it
let us
out
hear
there,
about
big boy.
Blue Beetle, the first
God.
Spanish superhero.
Well,
Madres. That's a horror movie about made by Amazon about some something. Also,
Mothers.
fucking the Mayans MC. She's in Mayans MC.
Damn, she's doing some relevant
I
work.
like I skipped over all this for a reason.
Spin off. And also 7 Pounds, man. That's like a critically acclaimed movie.
That Will Smith joined back in the day.
Yeah, that's big. That's big shit. That's big time shit.
I remember that. Can't tell you a thing about it, but I remember that.
the area is too hot for an evacuation, so the crew must travel over the neighboring ridgeline for an airlift through the thick jungle. They travel deeper and deeper, sending Billy into a panic as he feels something moving in the trees. The hostage Anna makes a run for it. Hawkins chases after her only to be killed by a camouflaged creature from the jungle.
I also need to point out here, we talked about how this is like the most masculine movie of all time, right? Like it's all men, just clanging and banging, shooting everything alive.
God, clanging and banging.
Are you guys familiar with the Bechdel test?
Oh.
The
Is that what you're
Bechdel
supposed to
test.
get when you turn 40? Like they stick
No,
their finger up the butt.
Bechtel test is a test they give to movies to determine whether it's like whether women are represented appropriately in a movie.
Well,
It passes or fails. Predator passes the Bechtel test because of Anna has a brief conversation with the guerrilla leader's daughter earlier. So as long as two women have a conversation and it's not about the men in the movie, then it passes the test. So this movie is completely fair as far as the genders
there
are
ain't a
concerned.
second woman in this movie.
She talks to the daughter of the guerrilla leaders.
Where?
It's like literally for a second when they first get to the raid they're about to do
this.
there.
Yeah, it is for like a hot second.
Yeah, that 1 second puts this movie in what's considered gender fair territory.
All right,
Just
so
you know.
she talks to the daughter. How
Two
old is the
women
daughter
talk to each other
in
about
this-
something
in-
that's not the men in
this
the movie.
Is it a daughter as in a small child?
I don't know. I didn't get the
Well, I'm going to say because
demographics
we
of
don't
the
see
person.
it. We don't see this other female. Meaning Dutch killed this bitch.
Yeah, she doesn't have a meaningful part, but the
I
point
hope
of the
it's not a
test
child.
is these two women that talk to each other about something other than men. So there we go. This is a forward-thinking movie. That's all I'm trying to say here.
It's pretty nice. I did not expect that about a Predator.
And then, yeah, the Shane Black's character dying first was intentional to subvert the black guy dies first trope. This movie is just very, very progressive. That's all I'm saying.
It's just hitting the ball clean.
Getting rid of him.
Pancho finds the insides of Hawkins laid out, but the killer did not take his gun or radio. The crew spread out and searched the area for his body. We see Hawkins hanging from a tree, like the others. Blaine gets his chest blown through by a laser from the same camouflage creature.
That continuous shot where it's tracing like the blood trail coming from Hawkins' body, where it's just like panning upwards, and you can see it like the blood coursing down through the vine, and you eventually get like you're just going up towards the canopy. It's such a badass shot. What cool composition, man! I love that.
Yeah, they start dropping like flies right here. This is when the movie, I think, kind of becomes a horror movie. I know this was kind of a debate around the movie itself because the first like 30 minutes is like Call of Duty action, you know. But right here, they start getting picked off one at a time. It becomes like a slasher in a way, you know.
Oh, the way like Blaine has his like heart blown out pretty much, and then the aftermath, like the gore, and you can see like the chest cavity pushed outward with the broken rib bones and all that shit. Oh, it's so fucking dope.
Starts to get scary. Starts to get Art the Clowny right here.
This has a couple of really good looking kill scenes in this film. So Mac yells contact and starts shooting at everything in the jungle, making the creature bleed bright green blood onto leaves. Mac sets up camp with flares and claymores, creating a boundary. He then tells Dutch that Blaine was his friend, and he has to say goodbye to his bro.
These dudes are like really a lot tighter than I had got the inclination of watching the movie, honestly.
No, man, like they give really good exposition about how they've been on so many missions together and all this other shit, like how tight knit they are. I feel the
Blaine
opposite.
just
I
doesn't
feel
seem
like
lovey-dovey, you know.
yeah, but it's like your brother in arms, you know. Like you're jocular and shit up until a point, and then they're gone forever. This is somebody he's probably spent the last 10, 15 years working with.
You think he would let Blaine borrow one of his disposable razors if he needed it?
Them razors fucking sucked, dude.
Them damn razors, boy. That dude made
He
me
was
like
dry
cringe.
shaving the
He
whole
made me-
fucking time.
He made me
was a
nervous
tick.
shaving constantly, bro.
But this is the point where I feel like Bill Duke, for one, is my favorite actor in this film because he's actually trying to act.
Always trying to give the whole. Yeah, he actually feels something about someone, like on an individual level. You're talking about his relationship
Yes.
to Blaine, right?
Yeah.
Where he does the
Makes me
whole
human.
one for me and one for my homie type thing right here. He has like a character moment.
And he's like talking to the moon. He's going for it.
I like Billy. Billy and nature. Nature's Billy's best friend.
The jungle creature takes its full form now that it's injured, revealing itself to be a predator. It patches itself up with a med kit from its forearm toolkit. And here's where I had a note about Kevin Peter Hall playing the Predator, and he also played the Predator in the sequel, and he was Harry in Harry and the Hendersons. He sadly died of AIDS in 1991.
Dude was
Damn.
7'4", like massive,
7'4"?
a
I read
massive
7'2".
human being. Well, meet in the middle would say 7'3".
We'll call it 7'3".
He was actually cast to play Super Shredder in TMNT2, Secret of the Ooze, but didn't get the chance to film anything before his passing.
Kevin Nash takes over that role. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, that's Diesel. That's
I didn't know
Big
that.
Sexy. Yeah, it's him in that one. Yeah,
Supposedly,
Peter Cullen did the voice for the Predator here. I don't know if you guys knew that. Optimus Prime himself.
Yeah, I know that. Eeyore, as well as the voice of Optimus Prime. Apparently, it had like injured his voice or some shit during King Kong when he was filming it back in the 70s. And
That's where Optimus comes from?
well, that's where his voice here comes from, because it's what he's doing. He does a lot of clicks. He does a lot of I think he does the laugh as well. That eventually happens. He's not actually having to voice a lot in terms of, going all out.
supposedly Kevin Nash was doing a wrestling show at the Greensboro Coliseum and was approached by the producers of TMNT2 to play Super Shredder.
Little hometown story there. How you like them apples, Joy? You
I
somewhere
think
in a
that's pretty
crib.
Slick. I was somewhere at the crib. I could have been fucking.
No, he was in a crib sucking on a bottle or something. And then Kevin Nash was right up the road, dog. Taking your part. I also saw Kevin Peter Hall listed as the helicopter pilot. Is that like a cameo or something?
Yeah, I think the director threw him a bone because he spent so much time just covered in makeup, and he's at the end of the day, he's an actor,
Wait,
him not having his face out there.
You're telling me John Call could have got some FaceTime if he would have stuck it out. Damn it.
Night falls on the camp. Matt kills a massive pig, and something takes
Big
Blaine's
fucking
body.
pig, dog.
Now, you mean a
pig.
boar? You fucking idiot.
No, dog. That wasn't a boar. That thing was like from the fucking Bible. It was huge.
Something takes Blaine's body through the tripwires.
They should have ate that fucking pig, man. I was disappointed there wasn't more like pig side story, honestly.
Don't you waste that pig.
That's a lot of fucking meat. Could
think
add a
we
damn
need to-
stew, Joy.
That's a lot of meat on that bone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on now.
Hold on, all this killing going on. Let's take care of this pig first.
I don't think we need to gloss over, or I think we need to go a little bit into further discussion about you talked about it, about the, would you call him the hunter at this point, or I guess you wouldn't call him the predator, because he's not really called the predator until the second movie, or a predator. But when he performs the procedure on his own leg, with his little med kit that he has with him,
the self-res he pulls out.
Yeah, it shows. He bleeds. He feels pain, obviously, because he reacts when he goes into removing the bullet from his leg, like the howling in pain and stuff that echoes throughout the jungle. It gives this antagonist a sense that it's like a humanoid type thing, I guess, is what you would call it.
So you're saying he has human characteristics?
Yeah.
But he's obviously an alien. Is that the implication we're supposed to take out of that first sequence where he gets jettisoned from the spaceship in a pod or whatever?
He's not of this earth, or not, not from here, but at the same time shares similarities, and it's we get the best line from, in my opinion, from the movie here with the "if it bleeds, we can kill it."
If it bleeds, yeah. I always misappropriated it to another character. I didn't even realize that Dutch is the one that says it, because it's one of the few lines that Arnold gives that is not one of his heavy accented lines. He doesn't say "if it bleeds, we can kill it." It's more like "if it bleeds, we can kill it."
Yeah, it's like he's not put on a show here. It's just literally it's very well delivered.
It's more serious than a lot of his other dialogue.
He probably just got through shitting his brains out before he delivered that line.
This is fucking true. If his asshole leaks, we can kill him.
After he says that awesome line, the crew set up even more tripwires, this time in the trees When nothing happens, Dutch begins to make himself bait, bringing out the predator. They snag the beast, but it escapes with the grenades. Mac and Dylan chase after it through the thick jungle.
Dude, I went down a rabbit hole with this whole booby trap shit they keep doing, like this guerrilla warfare tactics thing. Because the movie, it like parallels like Vietnam. Like a lot of these actual characters served in Vietnam, so they're using the same sort of tactics that was used against them in Vietnam. And I went down this rabbit hole of reading about like booby traps and shit that the Viet Cong would use in the actual war. Dude, that shit was wild. If you ever you want to spend 10 minutes watching a very interesting YouTube video, check that shit out.
Dudes digging in like Alabama ticks. Is that what you're telling me? I did notice like Bill Duke kept doing like this trick with the claymores with like a little stick. I'm like, I feel like I know how to do this by now. I've seen him do it so many times.
He was working them claymores.
Yeah, he's just fucking setting them up.
Mac and Dylan separate, which results in Mac getting his head blown clean off. Dylan shoots at the predator, but gets his arm blown off before he can land a shot. The predator circles him and sends a razor-sharp claw through his chest.
Dude, that fucking scene where his, like, juicy little meat arm hits the ground and it bounces.
It's still firing.
But he's still firing because, I guess the nerve was severed. And he fucking screams. That fucking... They was talking about him being a drama coach on Arrested Development. This is the scene they showed on there to exhibit his ability to be dramatic. Because it cuts to his face and it's just him. Ah!
Yeah, they play it in slow motion and then it like immediately cuts off and we're like back in regular speed and it's just like a weird like transition there. Because it's supposed to be like this dramatic moment for him and then everyone else is like, oh, we're back to running from the predator.
Yeah, they have like the coolest like Spanish name that they use. Like I guess at this point, the jungle hunter is what they refer to him as, but the predator is like a demon to the locals, to the guerrillas, the rebels, and they call him El Diablo Cujas Trofeos de los Hombres. It means the devil who makes trophies of man.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
I thought that's so metal, man.
That could have been the tagline.
Yeah, it would have been a cool tagline. When I heard her say that, though, I kind of wondered, like, how long has he been here doing this? Is this like 10, 20 years of this, or what? He's got like a reputation. Like, it's had to have been going on for a while.
Oh, yeah, for them to have like a myth about the guy. Yeah.
Like he didn't just land there, like right when Dutch and the boys got there or the mission before them. It seems like, I don't know, more time has passed than I think the movie really indicates.
The timeline,
the legend's true.
Yeah, the timeline gets really confusing once her story is laid out.
And I like how they keep questioning her about, what did you see? They're like really aggressive with her. They don't believe what the fuck she says. She's like, the jungle came to life. There's this killer who hunts men for trophies. And at one point, she's like actually using English. She's like, I can fucking speak English, whatever. And she kind of tries to describe like what she sees as far as like the shapes and shit. She talks about it being like, he's like a chameleon. He disappears in the jungle. They say he was killed by a fucking lizard. That was great, man.
Oh, shit.
You telling me he was killed by a fucking lizard?
Are you saying Blaine and Hawkins were killed by a fucking lizard?
I want to see that movie.
The others are trying to get away. However, Billy strips down to just a machete and waits for the predator to come get him. The others
such a cool setup, man.
The others hear Billy scream, and then Poncho takes a shot to the head.
Billy eating shit off camera is kind of a drag. Like, the movie is building him up to be a proper adversary to the hunter. But all we get is some ritualistic chest slice and a scream off screen. That's fucking lame.
Yeah, it felt like deleted scene territory, honestly. I feel like his battle with the Predator would have been like fodder for Arnold to learn something, kind of adapt, because like the whole movie is telling us like, all right, all these guns and all these advances, like you were talking about the Vietnam War, no matter how advanced we are, when it comes down to it at the end of the day, you kind of got to get primal to win a fight, right? And that's
we see right here like all this like modern, for this time period, modern technology, modern weaponry. It doesn't do shit. Yeah. It's useless.
So like Arnold eventually succumbs to that, goes primal, can resist it or whatever, and Billy's like already there. Like
he literally
this.
takes his gun, throws
Let's
it into
go.
the fucking river below.
Yeah, he knows.
All right, he's literally at this point he's above a chasm, right? He's standing on a
on that
goddamn
big-ass
tree. That's the only way across. And we've seen at this point, the Predator is like, in terms of strength and stuff, is superhuman. He couldn't jump that gap to get across that. Like, this right here could have been a battle of Billy,
fencing contest.
I guess, sacrificing himself to try and take him on. But it's shown off screen, and it almost feels like instead of him sacrificing himself and trying to fight back, it's just like he gives up.
Right. I took it as a giving up.
It's
you
like
think it was a suicide?
He accepts what's going to happen. Like, he knows there's no winning. So he's going to go out on his terms.
I need to see him like push it, and then Arnold to like catch a glimpse of it.
Yeah, I need to. He's the only one that knows what's going on right now. He knows they're being tracked, or he knows he's the only one that's been like keyed in on this shit the entire time, and they literally do him dirty.
Point of contention here,
yeah. I didn't like that.
He's like the one character I wanted to see like put up the resistance.
After Pancho gets shot in the head, Dutch gets shot in the shoulder and tells Anna to get to the chopper.
Run.
Which Arnold has said is his favorite line of all time.
That's fucking great. And again, it's been repeated so many times that when you hear it in real time, you're like, oh, it's not as corny as you think it would be.
Do it. You have to do it now. You have to get to the chopper.
You have to do it now. This I still
sense.
love the kill me, here I am, kill me. Anyway, you do Arnold all day.
Dutch takes off running through the woods and falls off the side of a cliff into a raging river. He then drags himself to the river bank covered in mud, and he begins to go full Rambo by setting up traps for when the Predator comes back. Meanwhile, the Beast is making trophies out of Dutch's team.
Yeah, we see here where he's in the river and he climbs out and he's being pursued by the Predator.
With the Jaws music?
And he's literally climbing onto the bank, and while he's doing it, he's covered himself in mud. It's not on purpose. It's just you're literally climbing out of a fucking river. You're hurt. You're not feeling You're not feeling 100%.
Yeah.
You're shitting yourself constantly. Covered in mud, Predator comes out of the water and he can't fucking see him. So Dutch kind of pieces together, hey, it must be some sort of, this mud's protecting me. He can't see me. I'm covering myself in mud all the time. But the trophy, when he pulls Billy's spine
fucking gnarly,
out of his
bro.
fucking back with his skull attached to it, and he like screams like in. I guess he's happy. This is the Predator being happy that he's got a trophy. Like he's literally
beating
screaming.
his chest, man.
I guess it's one of those things. It's like a victory screech. If you guys watch SpongeBob at all.
He just recovered a fumble for a touchdown. This dude's fucking lit. You gotta let everybody know.
Very excited.
But yeah, did you know Arnold, the 60-foot drop into the water, did that himself? He did a lot of his own stunts.
He did not. The fucking stunt guy did that, tore his knee up.
That's what I heard. The 60-foot fall into the water.
No, he didn't do that.
This movie has so many false information attached to it.
There's so many legends around this fucking movie, dude.
That sounds like Arnold said that shit. But like the stunt guy did this, he blew his knee out doing this.
Just the big drop you're talking about? Because there's
no way
three.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's big ass would have
been able to down the waterfall, and there's another one that's like getting dumped off of the edge of the waterfall.
Big motherfucker! Imagine him hitting the water.
Was he like 225 in this? 250?
Yeah, it's big.
Solid muscle.
After doing a Rambo routine, Dutch covers himself in a thick layer of mud before calling out like Tarzan for the Predator to come get him.
Come get me. I love that, man.
Very, very primal.
Starts the fire.
It's fucking great. He crafts a bow. He crafts a spear. He crafts some fucking grenades with gunpowder. Rigs some traps. It's really cool how he realizes in order to stand up to this savage, vicious, cunning killer, he has to get on the same level. in terms of his savagery as well.
I don't know if we talked about it or not, but at this point, Dutch has lost his shirt
Oh yeah.
and has covered his bare chest with all the mud. Looks like a concrete statue.
Yeah. We're not gonna put his shirt back on the rest of this movie.
Definitely not.
I wonder how often they had to pick leeches off his ass, because apparently that water was like full of leeches.
That would
Leeches
suck.
probably thought he was sexy as hell too. I do love when he first crawls through the mud and like the camera follows him kind of like Evil Dead style. It's like really low to the ground and it's tracking him and he crawls up under like these tree roots and he does like the Jesus pose.
God, he's
like, with
spread out. Boy, he's spread
That's
eagle.
the look, man. He's like fucking. You can tell he's like flexing at the same time. That's the look right there.
He probably
that's
tore
like a
that
poster.
fucking tree down if you really wanted to.
That's like you want to put that above your bed frame for when a lady comes
Dude,
over.
that's the
You just
fucking
look
Mondo
back.
poster. That shit
That's
looks
me.
slick, man.
That's a good Mondo poster.
That's me.
Can't
The
find
Predator-
He's single right now, right? Is that true? Recently divorced?
Yeah, he's in his 70s.
I think are they divorced or
I
separated?
think he has a girlfriend, actually.
I'm sure he's.
Yeah, he had a girlfriend. He had a fucking kid out of wedlock. Did y'all look up his maid
mistakes.
that he banged and got pregnant?
Oh, was that the whole impetus for all that?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
get too far into
That
the,
maid
the
was
gossip.
she was ugly as shit.
I ain't going to comment on the lady's physical features. I subscribe to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daily email newsletter to tell you how to be better a human being. So
Oh, did he
Said-
say he had to fuck the maid without getting caught?
no, it isn't talking about that at all.
No, he didn't do that.
Talks about what
The
vitamins
newsletter
to eat and
didn't do
shit.
anything wrong, damn it.
How much coffee to drink? Anyway,
Drink 3 cups of coffee and then eat your protein. Finger the maid before lunch. What? Hold on.
She was looking at me with her eyes, her brown eyes, and then I said,
said, "I'm right here."
let me see your one brown eye, you asshole.
said,
Spread
"I'm
it,
right here.
spread it for me. Do it now. You spread it now for me.
all right, we got to get back.
Man, I love Arnold.
We got to do end of days next. Holy shit.
We need more. We just got to do an Arnold pod at this
I'm
point.
about to
It's just
come
Arnold
inside you.
movies.
The Predator shows up at the bonfire Dutch created and is greeted with an exploding arrow that ruins the beast's computer system. Dutch tracks the bleeding Predator into a small cave, but escapes into a small pool of water before the beast can find him. At the water's edge, the Predator grabs Dutch and holds him up by the throat, only to drop him and walk away, for reasons I did not understand.
This is the only like bit of action that I think is kind of wonky. The first few like blows to Arnold that he does when he hits him, they look really weird. I don't know if the editing is just choppy or bad, but this sequence is kind of muddy for me, for lack of a better word. But I think he walks away from Arnold because he realizes he's not a threat anymore. Like he's only there to like take people who are like capable of fighting back.
Well, at
And
this
once
point,
he's lost
has
his weaponry,
he-
he's like not a threat. It's like
has he
killing a
taken
child.
off his mask or anything? Like the actual Predator?
He's about to, right here.
I
Yeah,
think
he wants to go hand to hand here, right?
This is him wanting to go hand to hand.
Because he knows he's won, and there's like no challenge with using his weapons against Arnold right here, or Dutch. That's how I took it, at least. It's like, all right, you're my equal on some level, so it's like the classic, I want to say like Dragon Ball Z or something, where they like take off the weighted, like, all right, brother, let's do this 1-on-1.
You know, another way to look at it, when he's got him pinned up against that wall, and it's like you can see from the perspective of the Predator, like he's
The
looking
infrared.
He's looking over Dutch's skull, and he's seeing how perfect it is, and he's in his mind, he's like, man, I can't kill something that's perfect.
I can't mess up that face. Look at that jaw. That's gonna look great next to Billy's fucking mongoloid head.
When he takes off, when the Predator takes off the mask, we get the famous line from Dutch, "You one ugly motherfucker."
You ugly. He has to emphasize the ugly part. Motherfucker. Probably the second coolest motherfucker ever dropped in a movie, right? Got to reserve one for Samuel L. Jackson.
No, he
Probably
took
the
like
second
Pulp Fiction
coolest
or
use of
some shit.
motherfucker ever.
It was worth whatever rating the MPAA made this movie go up because of that.
One of the most iconic uses of one of the best insults in the American language.
I actually misremember the end of this film because I thought he said that when he killed the Predator.
Like during the final explosion, you thinking like
Yeah.
Jaws style, where it's like, smile, you son of a bitch.
No, this is the reason the damn predator decides to kick his ass because he's like, man, I'm gonna show you my true face. And, man, you ugly as fuck. He's like, oh shit, you gonna find out now.
He's like, oh damn, dude, I thought it was gonna be like boys.
I thought
but
he looks the alien looks the predator looks so fucking cool, man.
the mandibles and shit. Yeah,
Like that
It's a
shit is
great
so
look.
dope, man. It's like I guess the head crabs from Half-Life, like how on the underside, how they got the little
That's a
mandibles.
good connection.
Yeah, it looks fucking sick.
The predator starts beating the shit out of Dutch with its bare hands. Dutch uses one of his traps to send a massive log on top of the beast. Can I stop here and ask, was that a log?
Yeah, that's a massive
like a
a
fucking
massive
redwood tree, man.
Okay.
that was dropped.
It was the
Yeah.
trunk of a damn tree. It wasn't even like a branch. That was like the trunk of a fucking 12-foot wide tree. I don't
It was
know how he
very
lifted it
dark.
in the first place.
Exactly. That's why I was very confused on what I was looking at.
The pulley system.
You don't know how he lifted it? Have you not seen him covered in mud without a shirt on?
I'm just
We-
saying,
we-
dude, it
we've
was a big
seen-
fucking tree. The squash of 7'2", man. That was a big ass tree.
Dutch is about to take the final blow with a rock to the head of the predator, but the beast self-detonates itself with its built-in computer system. The chopper finally comes to get Dutch, who is without a crew and completely lost. And with that, we get the end of the Predator and one of the best end credit scenes in all of cinema.
Yeah, they do like an actual curtain call. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it goes back to like a buddy comedy there at the end. I'm saying this movie's got a little bit of everything, and then we kind of bandied around whether this is horror or not. I would say it goes action to horror, like slasher there in the middle, back into sci-fi action towards the end. But
Yeah, you definitely got a
Definitely like a goodie bag.
trifecta of genres here, like coming
goodie
together.
bag, man.
You got 3 different ingredients coming together to make a very good stew, as it were.
Nice stew, if you will. But yeah, I like the laugh at the end because throughout the movie we've seen the predator like monitoring the people he's hunting, and he's like
they
picking up
imitating voices and shit.
voices and like I don't know if he's recording their voices and playing it back or something, but he's like trying to communicate in a way like he's indoctrinating himself with humanity.
Yeah,
They're
it
trying to-
was
trying to know your
Billy's
play.
laugh at the end. Like that's what that was. Like Billy has a very distinctive, over the top, dramatic ass laugh.
Yeah, because
That
he's
he
such a
records.
hard ass throughout, and we get Hawkins like 4 different times. He tries to make Billy crack with these like jokes about,
And eventually
essentially always
does.
about pussy. And he finally gets him at the end when he talks about the echo. That's a great joke. Man, he's like, I sure love your pussy. I sure love your pussy. She said, why did you say it twice? I didn't.
Shit, this is the echo.
The second one was the echo. And Billy finally cracked. Well,
Because all right, the callback to that's earlier in the movie. He has a joke that he says to Billy. He says, "Yeah, I was with my girlfriend the other day, and I told her, yeah, I'd like a little pussy." And she said, "I would too. Mine's the size of a house."
and he's stoic. No response.
That was good.
With that,
And
fellas,
Arnold's like catatonic there at the end. It's kind of sad. He's like, he's won, but he's defeated, you know.
Oh, he's fucked, man. They just like the fucking Predator just launched a mini nuke.
Yeah, you just erased
right
like
next
his
to him.
entire
There's literally
existence.
a mushroom cloud that destroys the entire fucking forest or
Yeah.
jungle. Excuse me.
Next level there. Definitely Cold War type shit.
with that, fellas, what piece of memorabilia would you want to take home from this film?
Give me what is dubbed Old Painless, a handheld M134 minigun, 1250 RPMs, 7.62 by 51/308 caliber. That little with the size of the canister only hold about 500 rounds, but that's like 25 seconds of actual.
Only holds
firepower.
about 500 rounds. What in
Yeah.
the hell would
About
you need
look,
that for?
This is about 25 seconds, man. That would be like the funnest 25 seconds ever. Cool fact, though, that very same prop was used in T2 Judgment Day.
Oh, I can see that, yeah. Was it mounted on the back of the truck? Is that when he fires that?
No, that's the one that
He's walking
that
to the building.
Oh,
that
yeah.
the Terminator just takes to the building. Yeah,
That's awesome. I did not put that together.
yeah, it's fucking slick, man.
I'm gonna keep mine more basic. Give me the Predator mask, the actual metallic mask, the one he removes. Let me get it post-ending though. I want to get it with like a little bit of that nuclear char on it, so it's got like the battle-worn stains on it.
Yeah, give me the fucking radiation-covered mask. Thanks.
Give me the radiation mask and then like a nice little protective sleeve, so I don't
Take
have
it
to
off
touch
look like
it,
the fucking Elephant Man.
For me, my WWF love wanted me to pick something from Jesse Ventura, but there's just nothing there to take besides the hat, and I can buy the hat at Walmart. So I'm going to grab the Predator's forearm computer system because it looked badass.
He's like quarterback call sheet there on his wrist. QB sneak, tush push.
I had on here the wrist blade, the plasma caster, the wrist nuke, and the Predator mask are all acceptable answers. So
Predator's loaded with gadgets. Loaded with gadgets. I was surprised he didn't go with one of Bill Duke's disposable razors. So
I'm surprised they didn't go with Bill Duke's cock.
Can I get Bill Duke?
Fucking sucking on it the whole fucking time.
Can I get the rest of Bill Duke's head after he's been destroyed?
I could also buy those disposable razors at Walmart. So
you get them at the dollar store, brother. Them things are cheap as fuck.
Well, he snaps that one on his own fucking jaw. He does it so hard.
There's like 3 pounds of pressure and it just snaps in half. But yeah, boys, that's it. Grade books out. Time to be the professors that we claim to be. Hand out some letter grades to Mr. Tierden for 1987's Predator. Joey, what did you think, man?
There's only a few films that, with each watch, I walk away with noticeably more chest hair. My sperm count goes through the roof, and my balls drag the floor, and 1987's Predator is entrenched among them. This 80s testosterone-fueled amalgamation of horror, action, and sci-fi may quite possibly be the manliest movie ever created. It's so refreshing to watch something so straightforward and effortlessly gratifying. Don't get me wrong, I love Mandy, I love stop motion, I love Exorcist 3, but we all know at the end of the day I'm pretty dumb and simple. So having to work to figure out all the abstract messaging and undertones, it's exhausting compared to just pure fucking violence, speed, and momentum. The core cast of Arnold, Jesse Ventura, Carl Weathers, Bill Duke, and Sonny Landham are a blast to watch and root for, although you can really tell, especially in the early part of the movie, that Schwarzenegger is still finding his footing as an actor in the early part of his career. As the film goes on, you can see how comfortable he becomes in the lead role and really embraces the character, solidifying Dutch as one of his many iconic roles. And just as important and impressive is our antagonist, the Jungle Hunter, aka the Predator. Everything about this Rastafarian-inspired space horse crab-faced warrior is fucking cool. It's simply a man in a suit with a mechanical mask, but it's so original in its look and mannerisms, its motives. This movie is just as much a Predator film as it is a Schwarzenegger film. As far as composition of the picture itself, a classic score, tight overall structure, there's no bullshit, no wasted scenes, natural, witty, and quotable banter and dialogue, and the action sequences, the effects, the gore, including the makeup, they were legendary at the time and have aged wonderfully. Honestly, there's not much that comes to mind when I think about negatives for Predator. While it's debatable whether Predator is truly horror, similar to arguments made for and against Aliens, the Alien sequel, what's not debatable is its renowned status as an 80s creature feature classic and one of the movies that put Arnold on the map for many, including myself, along with Terminator. 1987's Predator grades out with an A.
So you've got muscles, explosions, and one of the coolest sci-fi creatures ever created. Top that off with the jungle atmosphere that just makes all this so sweaty and galded for me. The tension in this one builds nicely, mapping out a flesher segment amid all the high-octane action, which I appreciated. Schwarzenegger is an icon, and this role itself is iconic, matches the titular beast 1 for 1 in my book. This movie is not perfect, and it is as 80s as it gets, a decade I tend to struggle with when revisiting movies personally. But that said, though, I always want to do that. Predator has aged well, even as one ugly motherfucker. And it easily escapes my classroom with an A-.
I feel like I'm about to just rehash what both of you just said, so here we go. 1987's Predator was a large part of my childhood because the elder Hootie loves 80s steroid-infused big gun-wielding dude flicks. This is a quintessential pendulum for the 80s action films and a hell of a soft introduction for what horror can be if you're not a huge fan of the genre. The effects work by Stan Winston are absolutely incredible, and he gave us one of the most iconic creatures in all of cinema. The film is not perfect. However, this is an instance to where you just love sitting down and watching this gang of militants mow through the jungle. The film had 2 future state governors, which is wild to say about a horror film. During this Halloween season, if you need a palate cleanser after watching Terrifier 3, God knows I will, Predator is one hell of a great option. I give this film an A.
Universally beloved. We'll not get any contrarian opinions today, boys. We're going to take a moment to recap our audience score guesses. If you don't know how this game works, we're going to take a guess at the audience score from Rotten Tomatoes based on its trailer that we watched last episode. But within 5 points, we get to choose what's next. Otherwise, we get a random assignment from the will of the internet. So this was Hootie's choice. He abstained from guessing here because we know he would have cheated and looked ahead at the score because I would have done the same thing if I were him. So between myself and Joseph, we guessed an 88 for me and an 80 for Joey. The actual audience score on Rotten Tomatoes for Predator from 1987 is 87, as it were. Ding, ding, ding. Win for me.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
So that does give me the reins. Unfortunately, that's going to have to wait because if you take a look at your handy-dandy calendar, you will note that we are in the month of October. And at the end of every October, we cover another entry in a little franchise known as Halloween. And we are 3 films in, boys. Which means it's time for Halloween 4. The Return of Michael Myers from 1988. This movie came out the same year that I did.
AKA the worst mask, I think, in the entire... Yeah. I think this mask is like the shittiest mask.
Is this the one that takes the Friday Part 5 approach?
It's got one of those endings. It's going to be like, what the hell are we doing here situations. I'm going to tell you that. This was a cable TV classic right here, man. This used to be on all the time when we were kids.
Why
this one? This ain't Cookie Woman, is it?
I don't know.
That's 5.
No, that's 5. That's when you get the spoiler alert for next year. But Big Cookie Woman.
Big Cookie Woman's 5.
Big Cookie Woman.
No one knows the fuck I'm talking about.
So yeah, I'll have to wait until November to blow my wad there. So Halloween 4 it is, boys. And with that being said, we are going to pull up the trailer and check out the OG trailer for Halloween 4 from 1988. If you want to watch the trailer with us, you can hop on our YouTube. We'll have it hosted there for you. Otherwise, we'll see you here in a moment. All right, boy, that was the trailer there. So we could take a guess at what it's going to be on Rotten Tomatoes as far as the audience is concerned, even though there is nothing at stake here.
Dude, people hate this fucking movie. It's like
this is a return from part 3, though. So maybe
people got Michael's back, and that's what people want. But I don't think
this is the return of Michael Myers.
This delivery of Michael. I'm gonna say like 40. I'm gonna be generous and say 40.
You're probably right. I'm gonna say 48.
It is audience. I'll do 35.
Damn, low man, shitting on the Halloween season. Here it is. 1st of October, and you're already dumping on the season.
I'm not the biggest Michael Myers fan. We all know this.
Yeah, I got you. As far as where to watch, this is not streaming anywhere. Rent or buy wherever you choose to rent or buy movies. Thank you for listening. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com. You will find links to all the You will find links to all our episodes, the social platforms, and the merch store. There are 3 ways you can support this podcast for free. Rate, review, subscribe. And while you're feeling generous, send us some lime green KY jelly. Personally, I will be sending my support to women lost in the jungle with a bunch of horned up muscle men. Get to the chopper. Everyone else out there, sleep tight.
As always, if you're hearing our voices, tell at least one person you know. Spread that love. Spread the campaign of the Horrible Film School. And with that, I'm going to grab my pumpkin carver and watch what I believe is going to be a pretty bad installment of the Halloween series. And I'm out.
Thanks for all the likes, the subs, the listens, the follows, the downloads. We really appreciate you guys and gals' support, as well as your time and attention. Be sure to join us in the next one, when evil comes home. In 1988's Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Class dismissed.